I've been doing quite a lot of painting on this page over the last couple of months, I have to say. Again, a very long process, but it is almost finished. So I would like to do those very last bits together with you. This is a page from Christy Rice's magnificent watercolor book, Painterly Days, the Woodlands, I believe it's called. Now I'm using this little box. It is a Sennelier watercolor box, professional watercolor. And I'm using it with this one, Caran water brush. I love this brush. I've two other ones. This is the medium, this is the smallest one, and this is my absolute favorite one. The tip of the brush is a bit stained, but you know, it doesn't stain on the paper, so that's okay. I recently bought some extra colors. This is a cerulean blue by the Dutch Rembrandts series. Now, as you can see, I made a little mistake. I put a tissue on it, on the paint, when the paint wasn't completely dry yet. So there is tissue in my paint. But so far, that did not cause any problems with getting paint from the little nabs. So I'm going to paint a little bit more on those berries because I think they can have a little bit extra darkness. So I'm going to mix a dark red. Let's see if I can find the right tone. This is a dark red called alizarin crimson. And my first thought is to mix this with a darker brown. For example, the warm sepia. Let's give it a try. It's all a bit messy, but well. And over here, I have to think what is one of these is the warm sepia and the other one is raw umber. I think this is the warm sepia. They look so similar. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to work here on those berries. I keep a very sketchy touch, so I'm just adding dots of this mixture in. And then we'll see what we can do. This book, Painterly Days, gives me so much joy and practice. It is absolutely fantastic, this book. And yeah, the style of the drawings made by Christy Rice allows you to, you know, you can take all the freedom that you want. You can be very precise, but you can also be very loose and sketchy. So nice. Picking up a little bit extra mix. I really like how this water brush is working. It really fits my way of painting. I love it. I take this book everywhere, on vacations. I took it a while ago having a concert. I had to sing and just doing a little bit of painting right before the concert begins. It was so relaxing and so joyful. Even when light conditions are not optimal, the fun thing about this book is that all the drawings, all the designs, they are in the book twice. And that is such a relief. It gives you the freedom to screw up. So you don't have to be afraid that if you mess up a drawing, it's gone forever. No, there's another one in the book. So you can start over again. That is such a good idea. Now the only thing is that the paper in this book is not traditional watercolor paper, so you need to find your way with it. And I also find that the techniques that I discover here in Paint Daily Days not always work the same way on watercolor paper. So maybe I should transfer one of these beautiful designs by Christy Rice to watercolor paper and then see what happens. I think I will discover completely different ways of painting. But I love her designs. I love that loose style. It gives you permission to be loose yourself as well. And that works so well with watercolor. So I now allowed the new paint to dry, and I'm now going to smooth things out just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. I've been painting this page in bed, in Switzerland, on the balcony in Switzerland, in the mountains, outdoors. I've been painting it here in our own garden. I've been painting it in a church, waiting for the concert to start. I took it everywhere. And it is I feel happy about this painting. I learned a lot. I'm now working on my own watercolor along project, and I'm trying to do similar things in the watercolor along project, but the interesting thing is I've not the same paper as this paper in Painterly Days. And you know, when you start out on watercolor painting, then you will find that many artists, watercolor artists, say the paper, the quality of the paper is most important. And I have found so far that every paper, watercolor paper, has its own character. And it will influence your painting greatly. So for my watercolor along paintings, I have quite nice paper, but it acts completely different than this Painterly Days paper. So in the end, the results will be different. So my brush is damp. Once in a while I squeeze it here, so the brush stays damp, and then I pick up or distribute the paint here. And let it flow a little bit. This is nice. Yeah. I love the colors, how the colors came together here. I decided to make the background a little bit darker here. I did that with the Prussian blue and Payne's grey. So let's take a look. Actually, I think I'm done. I think if I would add anything more, then I may ruin it. So I think this is it. I absolutely love this one. Thank you, Chrissy Rice, for this beautiful page. So, well, I don't know when I will finish. I'm working on a couple of these other pages in this book, but you know, first things first, I really have to do the watercolor along project first, and then I will continue with Painterly Days. I hope you enjoyed this one. I really like it here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.